Because what must we have? Said every only has deserters.
Yeah, it's not his style, but
No, but is that him?
the
I
point,
think they said
it's not his style. Come open Nunal, if you have the Shulchan Aruch in front of you.
Kuf Nun Aleph.
Kuf Nun Aleph.
Just one question: is it the Hasidim last night that Torah, or was it Ashkenazim too?
Among the Hasidim, they have different minhagim, but everyone there is one night that I'm not counting. They look on it as little. Little means
it goes to the Sidra Ahara.
Siman Kuf Nun Aleph. This is your open Yoreh De'ah 151. This is why we're learning.
Subject of the day.
This is Shulchan Aruch. Someone gives you a siman, but you look before. Kuf Tzadik.
I'm looking at page numbers.
Normally it's a siman.
Larry, good morning.
Boker Tov, everybody. Good morning.
Morning, Larry.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Rabbi Prav.
Morning. Because today is Christmas, we're looking at Siman 151 Yoreh De'ah. Let's see what the Shulchan Aruch says. Let's see. It's fascinating to see through the generations what the Tzemach did and what the Rambam is, what the new Rambam we have after we move the cells around. The Shulchan Aruch says in Kuf Nun Aleph. Let's start at the beginning. It's mainly later. But let's say tomorrow night, tonight is Christmas. Let's say a priest is walking into a Jewish store in Manhattan. He's looking for a very expensive wine. He needs it for midnight mass. He says, thank God you're open. You are the only store in the neighborhood.
He shouldn't have told you that. He made it much harder.
No. Remember the price?
It was last night.
Oh, last night.
If there was 2 stores open, it would have been much easier, Rabbi.
Okay. No.
It was last night, yeah.
דברים שהם מיוחדים, סעיף א', דברים שהם מיוחדים למין ממיני ילידים שבאותו מקום. Any objects that are specifically being used for different types of idols, אסור למכור לעובדי אותם ילידים שבאותו מקום. Why? Because the איסור of לפני עיוור לא תיתן מכשול, the Gemara says in עבודה זרה, is not only a Jew to a Jew. If this is a sur on him, if I'm supplying him with the object,
what do we assume that it goes for Goyim, Rabbi? We don't have any other halachot that apply to Goyim besides Jews.
No, but they know the Gemara openly says, if you give a Nazir a bottle of wine.
A Nazir is a Jew.
Right?
Yeah. But what about Sheva Mitzvah B'nai Noach?
If you leave a goy ever min achai, Gemara says, okay. And by the way, Jimmy wanted to know yesterday, right before we departed, how come the rabbi in Deal took some of the $1,800 check to help? Look, okay, I just remember. Look a second, Al Chayut Bet. Just I'm stopping a minute. Look at Al Chayut Bet.
מותר לפרנס ענייהם
לפרנס ולבקר חוליהם ולקבור מתיהם, this is לקבור מתיהם, ולהספידם ולנחם אבליהם דרכי שלום. You have everything you say. פרנסה, ביקור חולים, קבורת מתים, eulogy. Okay? Then look at Yud Gimel, it's even more. Ein memachil bidei aniyei akur milito leket shikha peyah.
Stop there.
When if a non-Jewish poor man walks into my field and he wants to collect, אין ממחים, I cannot tell him get off.
No,
It's
Rabbi,
only for Jewish poor people.
Rabbi, I think Chacham Yatov's problem was that Rabbi Nachum was collecting money from people. This is lefarnes, could be your money.
Yeah.
But let's say you're raising, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I think that was his.
You understand what Rabbi Nachum says? Let's go back to where we started. Let's go back to Aleph. ואם קונה הרבה ביחד, שניכר, yes, ניכר הדבר שהוא קונה אותם מסחורה.
He's buying it wholesale.
The guy is buying items who eventually are going to end up in the hands of idol worshippers and being used, but he buys a large quantity.
What exactly is Avodat Kochavim that he's talking about? Are we talking about any?
On the Rambam in 5 or 7 places that Christianity is Avodah Zarah, but of course you cannot write it openly. I mean,
Okay.
he's talking about different items, but in general he's saying,
Anything? Okay.
אם אומר שצריך לאותם דברים אחרים, וישראל יודע שכדבריו כן מותר, as long as you know he is not going directly to use it for idol worshiping, זה מותר. אוקיי, ואם דברים שאינם מיוחדים להם, מוכרים להם, ואם פירש העקום שהוא קונה אותם לאלילים, אסור למכור. For instance, if in China you have a Buddha and you know that the person in charge buys every day 2 big nice apples to serve it, apples are apples. He's telling you, you know, you have this too, I'm going to put it. You have to say, I already sold it to someone. Okay, so again he goes.
But if they're serving a meal, they're just a meal. They could sell them the food, the fruit and vegetables they want to serve.
No, that's for
It's
sure.
not for
Yes,
worship.
but he's very specific.
Yeah, but
He's
worship.
very
Rabbi,
specific.
even if he tells you there's another store right next door to you that has those apples, the halakha is not the same.
Jimmy is asking what happens if the fellow has an option to buy it. This is the biggest question in today's day and age. In a minute you'll see why.
Especially today with internet, Rabbi. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go on.
Okay, so he gives you an example, Levona, Ketoret, fine. Now look at the Ramah. The Ramah is really a summary of the Bet Yosef. Look at the Ramah, Haggah, where it says Haggah.
Asur.
Vedavka, no, Vedavka.
Where is
No,
that?
a little further.
Right down.
You see the
There's
Ramah,
another Haggah. Okay,
the Ramah, yes? Haggah, listen good. ודווקא לכהן לעבודת כוכבים. Only if the priest is buying it, או לגוי שחזקתו שיקטיר על עבודה לעבודת כוכבים, או it's a Gentile, no, this is his job to offer it. אבל סתם גוי שרי, fine. Now listen to this now, your question. ויש אומרים, הדה אסור למכור להם דברים השייכים לעבודתה, היינו דווקא אם אין להם אחרים כיוצא בהם. You are the only supplier, yes? So without you selling it, you wouldn't have it. אם אין להם אחרים, או שלא יוכלו לקנות במקום אחר, there isn't any other store open. אבל אם יכולים לקנות במקום אחר, מותר למכור להם כל דבר, yes? Which means, now what is it based on? I couldn't carry more books, but
it says the Mordechai Perek Kamad.
but in the minute you'll see it's a
Then it says Veyesh Mahmirin.
correct. So the Rama continues, ויש מחמירים, yes?
Who's that? The
In the
Mahmirin.
minute you'll see it's a מחלוקת תוספות in few places, ונהגו להקל כסברה ראשונה. Then he continues, וכל בעל נפש יחמיר על עצמו, in parenthesis, רן, תוספות אושרי. So what's the story? The Gemara says in Masechet Avodah Zarah in the same page, Lav Zayin Amud Bet, but the Tosfot is that even if your co-worker Jewish says to you, can you get me a cheeseburger for lunch? You're going out anyway. If you are the only one that can buy it and give it to him, assume in Torah. If you can order it anyway, you can ask any other people, right away you reduce it from the Oraita to the Rabbanan. Which is so would you have? It's called Messiah. It's called.
Not Lefnei anymore.
This is the name. Lifnei Iver Lo Tetel Michshol means I am the only one that can give it to you and I'm giving it to you. So this is really the two opinions here. two opinions here.
How could you go out? How could someone if I have a non-Jewish worker in my office, how could I go out and get him non-Jewish food and non-kosher food and walk into a store? What about Marat I and someone else could see me, whatever? Or that's not a big deal relative?
But this is not the issue. The issue now is I am supplying the Jewish person. You're asking how can I go in? Okay, so you take off your yarmulke. Let's assume you want to help.
You do a drive-through.
Okay,
There's a million ways.
no, but this is not the issue. The issue is there a sum in the Torah to supply someone if you can get it or not? It's a Gemara meforeshet, and it's not. Here it brings us two opinions. If there is a issue by goyim or not, should we apply this to a Jew or not also? In a minute you'll see.
Good question. Today, common business, Jimmy, you probably don't have to do it anymore. We used to go out and buy it. So you go to a restaurant.
We don't even
So
do that
I'll
much
have a seltzer, I'll have
Yeah.
a piece of fruit. And then my coworker will be Jewish. And he's
Right.
ordering lobster, he's ordering
Oh.
shrimp, I'm paying the bill.
Right.
So Rani now is
Challenge,
asking
you know,
based
don't eat that, don't eat this.
based on your question. This is part of the question. In a minute you'll see. Remember, here we're talking openly about the goy.
Yeah.
Two opinions.
Yeah.
In the Rama, he says v'na'agula akel. Then he says, what is it?
I never had that case around here. Whenever I went, I usually went with somebody who's like with Eli or someone. So we all ate kosher. We took them to a kosher restaurant.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're out of town.
Right.
San
Look now-
Francisco, I'm entertaining.
Yeah.
In a
Oh,
minute,
it's a
I'm
great
going to show
restaurant.
you a few Rambam. But let's assume now.
Thank God I never had to do that much.
Look now in the Rambam, in the Shach, Seif Katan Vav. So when you look at the commentator, the Shach,
Yesh Omrim.
Seif Katan Vav. Yeah, let's see. Let's find you Vav.
On the left.
Yeah, no, but it's two different.
Different
It's two different
Oh, you have
prints.
different,
Two different prints. Yeah, right here. יש אומרים,
בספירה לדהכי
יש אומרים, you see,
Yeah.
says the Shach, הסביר להוא, וכי היכי דאמרינם בש"ס, the same way the Gemara says in עבודה זרה,
בן נזיר.
הבן נזיר,
You make an
אסור להושיט לו כוס יין, היינו דווקא בדקאי בתרי עברי דנהרה, only if the Nazir is on the other side of the riverbank, he has no access to the wine. Uadin Hacha means by Gentiles, if he can get it on his own, okay. ויש מחמירים וסוברים, those who say אסור, ובכל מקום איסור מדרבנן איכא, אפילו לא הווה כמו תרי עברי דנהרה. Even if he can get it on his own, still אסור מדרבנן, וכל זה לדעת הרב. Oh, who is the Rav? The Rav is the Rama. Which means the Shach, who was 100 years after the Rama, says, there's no, we need many books here, but there is a contradiction in Tosafot. One place Tosafot says it's so with the Rabbanan, one not. He says it's two opinions.
But didn't the Rav tell us the Mekilin?
Okay, first of all, we should go a general rule. If you learn all the halachot that has to do with this type of stuff, let's say if someone sends you before Christmas and New Year's a case of wine, which is non-kosher wine, can you sell it? Can you? The Rama is Mekel, Maran is Machmir Moed. In general, because Maran lived in the Middle East, Jews in the Middle East had no problems with the Christians. So Be'emet, he says that's asur. The Goyim in Europe, one of the only ways to make business, to make business. So the Rama is in general more Mekel and the Isurim the Rabbanan. This is why the Rama is. Look further what he says. Aval says the Shach. It's more why is he using this term? With my humble opinion, it's also simple to disagree strongly with the Shach. Here he says, I disagree. Why? This is what he said. There's no contradiction between the Tosafot in various places. Listen good what he said. כולי עלמא מודים למרדכי והתוספות, פרק כמה לעבודת כוכבים. If you look in מסכת עבודה זרה, you see the תוספות, it's מותר. Why? ובעובד כוכבים או מומר שרי. If it's a Gentile, as long as I'm giving him directly and I'm the only source of giving him non-kosher ketoret for avodah zara, it's mutar. Aval, he says, yes, aval if it's a Jew, והגאות מרדכי ותוספות והראש, פרקמה דשבת והר"ן give 4 opinions, who say that even if the fellow who I'm serving the wine or the non-kosher can get it על his own, it's אסור, מה יראה בישראל? שהוא חייב להפרישו מאיסור.
It's a Jew, not
This
a
is what he
boy.
wants to say. הוא כי זה כתב הראש שם. דלא גרע מישראל, קטן, אוכל נבלות, שבדין מצווים להפרישו, ויש ישראל גדול. מה שאין כי בעובד כוכבים וישראל מומר, שאינו חייב להפרישו. So basically what he's saying is the chidush, but you see the halachic consequences. He says if it's a non-Jew, and I'm the only supplier of the ketoret for midnight mass, vadai asur is asur min Torah. But if he can get it in another place, to a Jew, would be asur. So in the case of the cheeseburger, he can get the cheeseburger anywhere. I cannot help him, not because it's flavor, it's because Messiah, if you see a kid eating non-kosher, we have to tell him, take it away, it's not kosher. It says every Jew, it's my obligation.
So goy, there's no Messiah.
This is what,
that's what he's saying. That's really what he's summing out.
This is exactly.
There's lefnei iver, but there's no Messiah. There's no law of a helper.
Now he threw in a fascinating word, Israel Mumar.
Right, he's the one he
Israel
says one of the
Mumar means a Jew that either converted to Christianity, let's say, converts to the opposite side, or as Jimmy said, knowingly and willingly.
He says, "Why I don't hold by one mitzvah."
So the question is,
he put them in the same category now as a goy.
Good. Yeah. So is he telling us? So look a second with the Gul Mirvava, Jimmy on the left. You have Agaf, the Gul Mirvava right here.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you see
the Gul Mirvava.
Yes. Now they try to look for the Gul Mirvava. This is Nogia very much La'alacha, and I'll explain to you in a minute why. Remember, the Gul Mirvava is Noda B'Yehuda.
Oh, he's the Noda B'Yehuda?
This is serious comment. Havadai, Israel Mumar, even if the Israel is really Mumar, Avapi Israel is still a Jew. Yes? Nevertheless, if can, so why is the Shach telling us?
He's put them together.
He's like a goy, says Israel Shechata Israel. אבל נראה לפי לעניות דעתי, yes. כוונת השח, the אף בישראל, turn the page, turn the page to this coming to the גול מלבבה, האף בישראל, the אף בישראל, now you follow, you have it, Jimmy, and the
No, but that's okay, I'm listening.
אף בישראל, אין מצווים להפרישו, כי אם כשעובר בשוגג. A regular Jew is not keeping anything. He doesn't know that this is asur, don't separate him from the non-kosher. אם ויש ביד איש אחר להפרישו חייב, כמו בקטן. שוגג הוא, ומשנה בריש פרק כמה בשבת, ושוגג מהר, אוקיי. Skip.
Not a mumar.
Skip.
That guy Hazidi doesn't know. This guy knows what he's doing.
Correct. Skip three lines. אבל בישראל ורוצה לעבור במזיד על איזו עבירה, אפילו אינו מומר גם הוא. Again, take a guy that went through the system of Jewish education. He knows that this is not kosher, this is asur. He doesn't knowingly, willingly. אפילו אינו מומר גם הוא, אין ישראל אחר מצווה להפרישו. I'm not obligated. You know it's asur, yes?
So what, you're allowed to help him?
No, so he says there's no isur of Messiah, not Ashach. This is the opinion.
That's not what the Shach said, Mahillah. How's he understanding the Shach like that?
So again, he wants to say that the only time the Shach said, Shach is equating goy.
Goy with a, he said
mumar,
mumar.
only, but this is the mumar he's talking. He's saying anyone that is doing the avera knowingly and willingly, he's doing it.
Rabbi, let's take the Syrian community. But when in the 30 years ago, almost everyone drove a car, but they knew it was wrong. They didn't say it was mutar,
right.
but they did it b'mezid. I mean, I don't want to.
Right.
They knew they were doing, but they're not a mumar.
Jimmy's asking a very sensitive question. I think that 95% of those people who drove on Shabbat, took a subway to work, knew that they are Jews. They wanted to keep it, but
They had external circumstances.
yeah. Today, if you meet people in Israel and here that went through the system.
No, you're talking about anti. That's a mumar maybe already. No, but that could be a mumar. So what's the difference? What's he adding? What's he adding?
Saying a chitush nifla that I have no obligation. I have no obligation of.
No, he's saying a Hiloni
no
Jew who didn't say I don't hold by one of the
regular Israeli is a fine Jew, even though if he eats cheeseburgers. But a guy that says, I know that this is it, but I purposely do it.
No, that's a posheya already. That's a posheya.
This is what he means.
Making a distinction.
No, Nafka mina here. I'll give you an interesting example. Rabbi Feinstein has a printed tshuva. The wedding halls in Williamsburg at that time, like 4 years ago, were very strict. Eyan kashrut would be, you can have only, men and women have to be in separate rooms, whatever. The family comes to them and says, listen, if you're not giving us the hall, we're going to a non-kosher. No, but that's right. This is the other option. Now, but you have to say mutar.
Rabbi Nasser read this halakha to us one time. He was talking about the weddings we do. He brought this halakha, Rabbi Feinstein.
So anyway, this is the easy part to allow it. You know that
I think he didn't allow it at the end.
You know that 99% of the people are going to eat without washing, without the Amazon, without anything. But you're serving them. This is what the halakha. This is where it applies.
That's why you realize the connection.
This is what it applies. You have a family. You have 300 couples. By you giving them the whole, you are Messiah, quote unquote. They're not going to say any bracha. The answer is, but they're going to eat They're going to eat the cheeseburger the same.
This is a powerful question.
Rabbi Feinstein למעשה פסק מותר. מותר. He says, what's the other option?
They can eat anyway.
Because we rely on Hacham Baruch Hu, that they said that better keep them close.
Right, okay. But remember, this is only rabbis in a real community.
Rabbi, you know what the biggest question is? I don't know if you know, Hacham Ovadia goes crazy. The funeral on 67th Street.
He says it's a shul.
Hacham Ovadia has a
Yes.
But you know what? The rabbis were geniuses. They knew how to control.
But you see, this is why rabbis from out of town open Ramban. Since you have all the versions, open Rambam na Sefer Mada, Hilchot Avodat Kochavim.
He has a teshuvah, Rabbi Hacham Ovadia on the shul. Oh my God, that we made it a funeral home. And he writes Brooklyn, by the way. He says it in the teshuvah.
It's the only place.
Ezra said the thing on the bird. They used to have exceptions only for Masha Rabbi. Once one of the big supporters and this and that, and they decided to allow his funeral to be there.
Beware.
Said you remember that only Mamash once a year.
And then everyone said, "My father's no better than this guy." Oh yeah, but that's how it started.
The minute you started, the minute you opened the door.
Here, the only time they had eulogies was Rabbi, right? You told me, Rabbi Edmund Safra. Safra they did here.
Safra, you understand?
And then they did no. I think Rabbi Cham Yaakov, Cham Baruch. Only. You know who they did? Moshe Saba Alav Shalom. We did it here.
Rambam Perek Tet Hilchot Avodat Kochavim.
No, I didn't say they preached, but they eulogized.
So wait, there's a difference.
Eulogy is one thing, but
the body they drive by.
Rambam Hilchot Avodat Kochavim. We, Larry, each one of us, Rally, Jimmy, and myself have the Frankel Rambam, yes? Frankel Rambam, yes? So Rambam Hilchot Avodat Kochavim. Perek Tet, Sefer Madad, yes. Perek Tet Halacha Daled. Larry has access to all the different editions of Rambam. I have the old edition like everyone. פרק ט' הלכה ד'. Here I have it. The way it's written by us, now read to us what you have there. פרק ט' הלכה ד'. Whoever you open.
No Tzrim.
הנוצרי.
Yeah.
I have the regular for years and years. The regular Rambam I had was the Gesai of the Kochavim. Of the Kochavim. Here the Rambam openly says, yes, Anotzrim, which are Christians, yes. Of the
what they are.
Of the Avodah Zarah. And therefore he says, if you learn Masechet Avodah Zarah, you cannot do business with them on
3
Sunday.
days before the holiday.
Yom Rishon, Yom Eidam, on Sunday is the day. לפיכך אסור לשאת ולתת עמהם בארץ ישראל יום חמישי ויום שישי שבכל שבת ושבת. Because the Mishnah says in Avodah Zarah 3 days before. Okay, again the reason is because they went to offer thanks for a successful business day. ואין צריך לומר יום ראשון עצמו שהוא אסור בכל מקום. Only in Israel it's Thursday, Friday and Shabbat. וכן נוהגים עמהם בכל day. This is one Rambam. I mean, if you want another Rambam, just go, but it's fascinating.
But we don't even hold by that today. We don't
Right.
do business.
So the reason why we are doing regular business with so to support again, but this is the care of the Rama. Oh, okay. I have to run tomorrow. We might continue. I'll show you many more places. Just give me the Rama. See you later.
Have a good day, Larry.
Good day, everybody.
Bye.